Hi Nitishna, welcome to the Minute series. How are you doing?
Hey, hi, I am doing good.
And any New Year plans?
New Year plans? Yeah, I have plans with uh some of my best friends. So
Okay,
we'll go out somewhere. Yeah.
okay. And Christmas went well, I assume.
Christmas was spent mostly catching up on rest and lost sleep because of late night meetings. Yeah. But yeah, a good Christmas indeed.
Okay, okay. So I'm assuming that JP Morgan is keeping you busy, right?
Yep.
Hmm, okay. Well, Nitishna, I don't want to take up on your Saturday, so we'll get started with our interview right away. And
Sure.
Yeah, so I've gone through your entire LinkedIn profile like around 10 times. Quite an
Damn.
impressive profile. And so we'll just start with the very early years, right? Just to give the audience a brief background about your previous, academics and you're from DPS Akapuram, right? So your
Yeah.
years at DPS, how they shaped you, and as well as your time at KIIT where you have done your BTech from. So how did all that go?
Right. So starting with DPS RKP, actually that was just a decision on my parents' part to, have the Delhi quota for JEE
Okay.
means.
Okay.
Yeah, although that did not help much because, yeah, I mean, the competition is anyway so high, and I had actually started preparing for JEE and all from class ninth itself. So, I
Damn.
mean, yeah, I mean, maybe, you get burned out by the end of it. So, yeah, I mean, you try to get any help you can, maybe be it quota or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, but that didn't work out as much. So that's when I came to know about KIIT. Actually, my cousin also passed out from it like around 2016, 2017.
Okay.
So he had actually told me about trying the kitty exam,
Yeah.
the entrance exam. So that's how I got in. And I mean, that was, I think, around the time when JEE mains result was already declared. So I was like, okay, fine, I've already got one college. Let's just go through with it.
Right.
And even mentally, it takes a toll on you. So yeah, there was that as well.
Correct.
After that, I mean, I would say in RKP, I was able to meet a lot of good quality people
Hmm.
because they were all, we were all in 11th, 12th only, and we were all, uh, mostly new to each other because everybody had that quota thing in mind only.
Right.
So, yeah, so I mean, it was a good exposure for me in the sense that I could interact with people, get to know their experience,
Hmm.
and also if there are other career paths out there and all. So yeah.
Got it.
Coming back to KIIT, life in KIT was good for the most part. I mean, 2 years we were at home only, so I was able to utilize all of the time that I was not going to college
Uh-huh.
into things like preparing for some hackathon or upskilling and just work honing my coding skills and all.
Right.
But I also thought that. Knowing the type of person I am, doing all of it on my own would be, you know, I mean, if you are actually having some strict deadline or like some strict schedule to follow,
Right.
that helps me as a person to get things done. So
Correct.
I thought doing it on my own would not be that helpful, or I won't be able to do it as quickly.
Okay.
So I thought of applying into certain boot camps and programs, one of which was the WE Scholar, Women in Engineers Scholar.
Right.
So back in the time when I had applied for it, it was called WTEF, Women Tech Entrepreneurs Program, something like that. But
Uh-huh.
then it got changed to WE.
So just to
I think
clarify,
right now,
yes, this is the
yeah.
Google one, right?
I mean, yeah, they do have the Google brand to it
Okay.
because Google, some VPs and executives from Google were the ones who were sponsoring the boot camp.
Okay.
And thanks to their sponsorships, we did not have to, shell out any cash from our side.
Hmm.
All their sessions and all that were taken were also by people who were working in Google only.
Right.
So again, the exposure factor was huge for me
Hmm.
in this boot camp. I think it was towards the end of first year when I had joined. First year mein aate aate you are very enthusiastic and you have a lot of energy that I want to do this, I want to do that. So
Right.
I was almost in everything. I had participated in clubs also, be it coding or just social clubs like singing or dancing, stuff like that.
Right.
I was also taking part in quiz societies and debating. I still had that dipsite nature in me कि हर चीज में घुस जाना है एकदम. So
Right.
yeah, I think DPS did help in bringing that side out of me, because that kind of subconsciously pushes you to doing things that you may not also like doing.
Correct.
So
Correct. I
yeah.
think DPS, like even I'm on a website, so not from our field,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
like I know that DPS has like a ton of activities going around, and then they have this like super
Hmm.
strong debating culture, especially with all those MUNs that they have. Um,
Right, right. Yeah.
yeah, surely that does help a lot in overall personality development. Although I wasn't a very active participant in those, which I do regret, but yeah, it does help. I agree with you on that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Even if there are, introverts, like I like to think of myself as an ambivert. Like I selectively choose to be extroverted. But
Right,
I think that side of me has also come out because I was able to push myself to, talk to people and put myself into situations that you'd normally not want to be in. So
correct.
yeah,
I think getting
there's
out of
that.
the comfort zone is like super important, right? Um,
Exactly. Yeah.
Makes sense. So I'll just, before we jump into the JP Morgan side of your story, I just
Hmm.
like to quickly understand a bit more for our audience as well that in the Google program that you were talking about, the WE Scholar program, um,
Hmm.
it was it primarily boot camp? Like, what was it about? What was the content of that program?
Yeah, so this was like a 2-year boot camp.
Okay.
Initially, for 1 year, you actually get to be in Hyderabad in their institute, where you get to, experience the in-person or in-class experience about what they are teaching, and you also get to visit Google. But since it was COVID time, everything was, at home for us. It
Okay.
was all distance learning. But even over there, even through that. I would say I was able to learn a lot of things. It opened a lot of doors for me, like where I can go, what all things I can do. So they had something called Immersion Week.
Okay.
So this used to happen. This was like a 7-day event where people from Google would come and share their experiences with you and what all Google has to offer you.
Mhm.
So other than that, they would regularly have sessions at 5 a.m. till like 12 noon or something like that, where they would teach you sessions related to coding, clean coding practices,
Mhm.
and how to properly uh, showcase yourself, present yourself. I mean, it was like a very holistic development of all the students, because you get to of course work on your technical skills as well as your business skills, which
Right.
is like how to give presentations, again, like how to market yourself and your skills, stuff like that. There would also be sessions where we as children, I mean as students, will be like teaching the class or like presenting stuff.
Okay.
So it was all hands on for us. So if there was anything new that we are working on, or if there is any new thing that we learned, we also get to share that with the rest of the class. So again, there was there to push yourself to be out there and showcase stuff. And towards the end of every year, there was a project that we had to work on as a team.
Mhm.
Again, we have to build the teams ourselves, so there is a lot of networking going on.
Okay.
And the great part about it is all of these 300 students were women. So we had to give an exam. I think we had to give two exams. I'm not exact. I don't exactly remember how many
Mhm.
rounds,
Mhm.
since the whole year has been gone into placement preparation.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there were two rounds. Again, it was just like normal coding questions that we like, very basic coding questions, and then mental ability stuff was there,
Okay. Mhm.
if I remember correctly. Yeah. So after that, you get selected. So this is like a cohort of 300 to 400 students,
Okay.
and I mean it's all like fully free. So it's
Okay.
like you get this scholarship again, the ones that the Google sponsors give.
Yeah.
So yeah, so my biggest takeaway out of this whole boot camp was the network that I was able to create, because obviously you can learn stuff on your own as well,
Right.
but this network thing was very important, especially as a first year, second year student. I mean, in college, I did not see that much exposure.
Right.
In fact, in college, I had started, taking part into coding clubs, like I said. So I was able to luckily somehow become the president of one of the clubs. So over there also, I tried to, use my position to, able to reach out to more, younger females, my age out there.
Yeah.
But I felt that, they didn't have the same level of enthusiasm, or they weren't aware about a
Okay.
lot of things.
Mhm.
However, through this program, I was able to meet like-minded women who were like, I mean, it's nice to have people just like you, who are also starting out, and you get to share experiences with each other.
Right.
So, and there's also that support and bonding. So you don't feel alone. कि
Mhm.
like, where am I? Or am I कुछ होगा भी या नहीं life में ऐसा types.
Right.
So yeah, and even now we are still in touch. I mean, the groups are still WhatsApp groups are still active, and there are more groups that are forming. If you have if you need to connect with someone who's studying, abroad, and you want to know about masters and what all career paths you can take forward, you can always just reach out to the senior cohort members or junior cohort members. So there is this nice bonding amongst all the people participating in it.
That's nice. I
So yeah,
mean,
I think
that's
yeah.
like an entire alumni network that you get via the program as well, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yep. And they're all very successful women. I mean, it's not like, they've just given up on things and like take it wherever the wind takes us, we'll go.
Yeah.
They are in very big companies, and even if it's not a big company, they have their shit together. They are into startups, they know what they have to do and where they have to go, and I think that is very admirable. So it
Right. I
also pushes
mean,
me sometimes
I mean,
when I
it's
feel
it's
down.
more
Yeah,
like having ambitious people around, right? It's like whatever they
right.
might be doing, but at least if they're working towards something that's ambitious, some crazy goal, then I think that keeps you motivated
Exactly.
as well, right? Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
It rubs off on everyone around you.
Correct. I again that your network is your net worth, right? So yeah,
Exactly.
makes sense.
Right, right. Yeah.
Makes sense. So you told me about becoming the president of a society at college, right? So
Hmm.
again, I like GFG Geek for Geeks is like a super crazy website. Every CS
Yeah.
student would have heard it.
Yep.
And you were the president of that club, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yep.
So how was that journey from just getting into GFG? I'm sure you must have joined it as a mentor and then went on to become the president. So what was
No, I did not join as a mentor.
okay?
I just joined as a normal member. Like, I
Okay,
think I was in the CP background, but I had nothing to do with CP.
okay,
I think because I was a girl, and I mean, I had joined in my first year only. So usually they don't expect much from you in your first year.
right,
So what actually one good thing was that in 11th and 12th I had taken coding as a subject in the school curriculum. So from
okay,
there I still got to build my fundamentals on C++. So I literally just used whatever I learned from there
right,
into their screening processes. So there was one like coding round over there. They had given two questions. They were very simple, but that time obviously it felt like a mountain to me.
yeah,
But somehow I was able to clear, I think, one question out of the two.
okay,
And then there was the interview round. So in the interview round, again, I fumbled a lot. It was a simple pattern question, but of course, it was my first time, very first time of giving an interview in my entire life.
huh,
So yeah, I mean, somehow they probably saw something in me that, okay, I mean, because it's not about how well you know things already, it's about how easily you can learn it and how in the best way you can apply it. So maybe that's the skill that they were looking for
right,
while interviewing.
right,
So yeah, so I was able to enter the club, and over there I joined in the CP department,
okay,
and I even started doing CP, looking at everyone around there, but I felt that it was maybe not it for me.
okay,
I don't know. I mean, you try a lot of things, and that time I had the opportunity to, try out every domain within the club. So GFG has this good thing that you are not restricted to any one domain. So we have CP, Android, web development, AI. There were all sorts of, even UI UX, all sorts of domains for this. So I was able to expose myself to all these domains and, jack of all, master of none types.
Huh.
So I saw that, okay, web development was more interesting for me. But
Okay.
then I realized, okay, web development is like a very highly saturated domain already. So
Mhm.
there's, a lot of mara-mari and everybody is trying to do it because it's easy and I mean, it's also fun to do.
Right.
So then I switched to Android development and then I also tried getting into AI and all. That's where I also, met you and found out that, okay, there's so many things that one can do with AI and machine learning and all.
Right.
So yeah,
I mean,
through this, yeah.
so like, how did you go from like being a member and then to president? Like, I think that has to be a journey in itself, right?
I do feel it was purely on chance.
Okay.
So during the time, yeah, I think yeah, it was second year when the whole president thing was happening, and I honestly had no idea about. So I mean, I was just doing whatever I could for the club. Like maybe they saw that I was taking part into a lot of things,
Right.
and that's how one of the original, I mean, the that time president, he had nominated my name for it.
Acha.
That okay, you can take up this thing now. And even
Right.
then, that time it was very daunting for me. But because the since so the thing is because it was all online, it was very hard to reach out to people,
Correct.
and get them to work,
Hmm.
right? And also that awareness thing, increasing awareness amongst people that okay, this club exists and it's a great place. You should come here. All of that, was a task in and of itself.
Right.
So honestly, I literally just got nominated. The journey actually started after I had become the president. So
Right.
all these challenges were coming my way that how we can, because the club was sort of dying, I felt,
Uh-huh.
because there were not many people interacting, and obviously everybody was just trying to do their own thing, their
Right.
individual stints and all.
Right.
So that time I had created a group of members, like the secretary and head of the all the domains. So I had found all of them,
Okay.
and I tried to talk how we can and discuss how we can achieve all of these things within the time period that is given to us, so that things don't go out of hand.
Right.
So that's how we decided on, okay, we'll first target the marketing team. So marketing team always helps, because that's how people get to know about that this thing
Huh.
exists here. So that was there. After that, we also worked on strengthening our particular domains. So starting with CP, we tried to hire people who are strong with CP and who have that fire in them ki हाँ कुछ करना है ढंग का.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we started a very extensive hiring process for the club, and again marketing, hiring, this was all happening in hand in hand.
Right.
And that is when, after we have had this considerable strength, we started hosting events and all. We started collaborating outside the college with other brands and all.
Hmm.
And GFG, GFG sponsors also helped quite a bit because they also were hosting their own events through us, to the club.
Right. Right.
So that also helped increase visibility a lot. So yeah, the actual journey was there,
Huh.
and yeah, that was how 2 years of being a president went.
I mean,
It was a lot of learning. Yeah,
correct. I mean, so the actual learning started after you became the president, right? Uh,
right. I would say so. Yeah.
right. I
Because
mean,
before that, it was just technical skills. I mean, that was something that you could just learn on your own. But the club played a very important part
hmm.
after I had become the president, because I got to learn about, how we can tackle these challenges, how you can actually make people work, because that is the most difficult thing I found. Because
Correct.
everybody is very adamant, ki, why would we listen to you? ठीक है, you are hogi kahi ki president. But yeah, they're trying to get people's respect, and because once they respect you, people would be willing to do things on their own once
Correct.
they're passionate about it.
Huh.
So getting that thing out of those people was challenging, and yeah, I think it helped my people skills a lot.
Yeah, understood. I mean, I completely agree. In fact, I started hearing about GFG a lot more after you became president. And like, I remember talking to a few secretaries as well, especially the CP side. Um, of course, like, life had different plans for me, so that went differently. But yeah, great work there, and I'm sure that the seniors who selected you as president would be like super proud of what you've done to the society. Yeah. So
Thank
that
you.
was like the online part of things. Like you went through GFG, you became the president, and you were doing all that.
Mhm.
Now I've
Mhm.
also see I don't miss out things from your LinkedIn profile. So I also saw that you were also a mentee at Microsoft Engage for a month in 2022. So could you tell us a bit
Yeah.
about Microsoft Engage?
Microsoft Engage. Um, that was around, I think, third year,
Okay.
when we were just about to go to college. I
Uh,
think it came around that. Oh no, I think we were already in college. Like it was the fourth or fifth semester, I think. Yeah. So that time, I felt pretty confident about Microsoft Engage because I had the WE Scholar, whatever learnings I had from that boot camp
right.
and from, the GFG club.
Uh,
So all of this was my Brahmastra, I felt. So I was like, कि चलो कर देते हैं, हो ही जाएगा, मेरे को नहीं लेंगे तो किसको लेंगे. But that did hit a lot. I will come to that later.
uh,
So Microsoft Engage had four rounds to it. First was the usual OA, and mental ability and whatever aptitude test. Then you have this uh, uh, the hackathon,
mhm,
and in that hackathon you get different, like there were like three types of projects, and I don't remember all of them, but I remember the one that I took. It was related to creating a recommendation system,
mhm,
recommendation engine. So again, that was also around the time when I was just starting out with implementing ML and AI and all. So
right.
it was, I found it very interesting. Ki, okay, how do Spotify recommendation engines or your YouTube recommendation engines work, and how I can replicate it as well.
Mhm,
So learning point of view was great, but after that came the interview round.
okay.
Again, I am amazing with interviews. So, so in that interview, we had two questions, and I had to solve them.
Okay.
And I had fumbled a lot,
Okay.
but the interview was very, like, he was pretty sweet to me.
Okay.
I mean, he could see that I wasn't able to solve the question, so he, jumped to other questions, and he asked me what I am confident at. So
Uh,
that time we were learning about computer networks and operating system and all.
okay.
So I told him that, yeah, this is what I have prepared, and you can ask me from here. And he did ask me. And again, some questions I fumbled, some I
Uh,
did not.
uh,
So yeah. So again, from that there also it was a learning experience that I decided, okay, maybe just working on technical skills and presentation is not working. I have to see how to tackle interviews, and how to keep my cool.
hmm,
And so, like, one of the biggest things that people should learn is how to stay calm in any type of situation. Even if you think that you are losing out, in your predicament, you still should be able to calm and figure out things, because it's not as difficult as it seems to be at the
right.
moment.
Right.
So that is something I learned from there. And yeah, so Microsoft Engage had these four rounds, and obviously I did not qualify.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a huge takeaway for me, because that time after the interview, I was very stunned. I thought that how could I be missing out on this? I had everything ready. I had prepared so much for it,
Hmm,
just like anyone. So yeah, this is something I learned, how to you know deal with any setbacks, and become better
right.
out of that situation. So yeah.
Right. I mean, as they say, it's not a loss if you learn, right? So, uh,
Exactly.
I think that's cool. I'm sure that would have, pumped you up more for the
Mhm.
JP Morgan thing,
It
going
did. It did.
forward.
Actually, more than that, I would say it was my friends who did that for me, because
Mhm.
I do not, like to think of myself as a very mentally strong person. If I give up, I'm like, I'm done. This is not for me. So yeah, I mean, I find a lot of people are like that. So I feel
Mhm.
good about it to some extent. But it is it is very important to have a very good uh, support group for yourself wherever you are. I mean, and all of that comes up with networking again. So
Right.
in college, that's where I met you, and all of our other friends as well,
Hmm.
who are still very good friends of mine. We're all still in Bangalore. So yeah.
Yeah.
So after that whole engaged thing happened, again I talked to them, and I let all of my frustrations and sadness out by talking to them.
Mhm.
So yeah, you should invest in friends a lot, whoever the viewers are.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah. So after that, during JB Morgan also, all of the friend group was like, we were all trying to, apply for it, and pass through all the rounds.
Yeah.
So the structure, if you want to know the structure of how the it goes,
Yeah.
first we had
Okay,
the
one second,
OA.
Nittishna. So, uh,
Yeah.
right now you're telling me about JP Morgan must have also come for an internship, right? I mean, there's an internship and there's a full-time role.
Actually, JP Morgan had come for the hackathon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
so
let me
there
start
is
with the
they
hackathon first,
host
right?
this. Yeah, that's what I was getting
Huh,
into.
okay. Okay.
So yeah, so JP Morgan comes for third year students and fourth year students with
Okay.
their Code for Good hackathon, CFG hackathon.
Okay.
So in the third year, I was very daunted by the whole, idea of getting into JP Morgan. So I never applied for it only, but
Okay.
I did talk to people who had applied for it, who also gave the hackathon and eventually got selected for the internship.
Mm-hmm.
So in third year, JP Morgan used to select students for internship through their CFG hackathon,
Okay.
and in fourth year they would select students for their full time role.
Acha.
That was full time role for the next year through
Mm-hmm.
the fourth year hackathon. Yeah, so I talked to people who had given this hackathon, and how the selection process and all was, and I felt that okay, maybe it's not that bad. I can give it a shot. No harm. I mean, you don't win if you don't try at all, and you don't lose anyway.
Right.
So yeah, so in fourth year, when JP Morgan had come again for the hackathon, I had applied for it, and over there we went through the usual stages of the mental ability test, and then you have the coding round, and then there was this new type of round. It was like a behavioral interview.
Okay.
So over there, it was like a AI interview. There was no actual person sitting behind the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Good for me. So over there, they would just give you the AI voice would just give you two questions,
Okay.
and you just have to reply to it, and they record that answer, and then you move on to the next stage.
Okay.
Now, over here, I feel like it was, a little hard because a lot of the students who got selected, they got slashed out. So a very handful of people got selected after this behavioral interview. So
Okay.
I would say a tip for this round would be to just be as truthful as you can. Obviously, everybody says that. But yeah, it is important because if you are truthful, there is that conviction in your voice that, yeah, you've got this figured out and this is the challenges you faced and this is how you were able to overcome it.
But
So my answers were also.
I'm assuming
Mhm.
that the questions would have been like it's a behavioral round, so right? So the questions would have been more
Yeah,
inclined towards situational based questions.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what they ask you about, maybe what challenges you faced, or maybe something related to what you feel about this situation and how you would have tackled it, stuff around that. So you should always frame your answers in such a way that there is a clear cut thing that okay, this was the challenge, this is how I overcome it, and if this didn't work, this is what I decided to do, and
Right.
also focusing on the learnings. Now, again, there was a 2-minute timer on it, so you have to be very concise with your answers.
Acha.
So, this is again one thing that I had honed out perfectly within 3 years of being in college, and also thanks to WE Scholar Bootcamp. So, yeah, I feel that that helped me a lot in passing this round. Other than that, in the OA and mental ability rounds, I mean, I don't have anything different to what people already know. I just went to Google and I just typed, mental ability or logical reasoning question. I just solved a few of them, like 1 week before the actual test happened.
Right.
After that came the selection news that okay, you are going up. Bangalore आ रहे हैं.
Yeah.
Bangalore नहीं, Hyderabad आ रहे हैं for the hackathon.
Okay. Okay. So the hackathon
Yeah,
was in Hyderabad.
yeah, the hackathon was in Hyderabad, right?
Acha. Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So yeah, so I mean that time we were all back home, and that's when I got the news that okay. I mean they also take a lot of time to give the news. I was getting very anxious because it's already been 2 months, 3 months, and that's when finally we got the news. So yeah, so other than that, for the hackathon, I did prepare a lot. Like I utilized almost all of the 2-3 months. Because I didn't know if I'll actually get it or not. But since I was anyway preparing for placements, I decided to prepare for the hackathon as well. ताकि एकदम end moment type situation ना हो जाए. Like in
Right.
case selection comes and I only have like 2-3 days left.
Huh.
So yeah, a little bit of hope was there.
Hmm.
So for the preparation, I was basically just so basically the hackathon is all about helping NGOs. So there
Okay.
are 3 4 NGOs that come to the event and they share their problem statement, and
Hmm.
you have to maybe help come up with a solution to their problem, or you enhance their existing solutions,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So over there, in the hackathon, a lot of things about you as an individual gets put to test,
Okay.
and I feel it's better than any coding round that can any ever provide you
I
as
agree.
a hire.
Right.
Yeah, so over there the biggest thing that was put to test was how you work under stress,
Hmm.
and how for me it was like, if I don't know something,
Hmm.
how am I able to still present myself in a way that that part doesn't get highlighted.
Right.
So about it's about presenting the things that you do know and how well you are able to showcase that to the interview, to the whatever hire or mentor you are provided. So yeah, so that was something that I was trying. Of course, I was working on React JS for front end, and also for back end. I tried to look into Node JS or Flask. Trying to diversify the skill set as much as I can, since I don't know what type of team I'll get, and I should be able to deal with any type of situation that comes up. So yeah, that is one another point, that diversify your skill set for the hackathon as much as possible, because I thought that yeah, front end is easy and nobody likes doing front end, so I can just take up front end. But in the hackathon, in my team, there were 4 out of 7 people for front end, and obviously I cannot get highlighted for my skills when there is already a majority over there.
Right.
So that is where this diversification came into help. That I switched to backend, and I also highlighted this to the mentor who was provided to our team.
Hmm.
That I mean, they constantly talk to you, right? So I was always discussing with them that yeah, this is the problem, and there are already people in front end, and my back end knowledge is not as strong, but I'm sure I can help the team, create a strong and robust back end with
Right.
whatever knowledge I do have.
Hmm.
So yeah, so again, diversifying your skill set, talk as much as you can. Do not feel very,
Yeah.
that I don't know things. How can I talk? I mean, they will not listen to me anyway. Don't be like that at all. I mean, these types of thoughts you always have,
Right.
second thoughts. Especially, I feel that a lot of shy people and introverted people, they find it hard to, come out of that mindset. But
Right.
it is very important that you talk, even if you feel that maybe what you're talking is not, adding any value to the person.
Hmm.
Still talk, because there were people in my group, honestly, who were actually much better than me. I mean, I was working with them, so I know the inside thing more than the mentor.
Hmm.
And obviously the mentor won't know because he's not the one working with you.
Correct.
So it is very important to be out there in his eyes as much as possible, and also show your work. You shouldn't be like, I don't have any work, I'm just blabbering on. Obviously that should not be the case. But yeah, so all of those people who were like really skilled, they were not able to showcase their skill as much, and as a result they were not getting selected,
Okay.
when the actual selection results came.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, so other than that, I don't think anything else is required, because the actually everything that you are doing in the hackathon at that present moment, it
Yeah.
was mostly about like just how you are putting yourself out there. I mean, skills and all, ChatGPT was allowed for us to use. So we were
Okay.
able to, figure out logic, and maybe if there is some issue and all, we were
Hmm.
able to fix that. But the actual thing that was like really, testing, our metal,
Hmm.
was towards the end of the hackathon. So this was like a 24-hour hackathon. We were up all night.
Okay.
And next day, 9 a.m. was the submission time. And
Okay.
that is where everything started breaking. And it started breaking because that is the time when we were trying to merge everything together.
Okay.
Now this is another learning point here. This I could not have predicted at all. I don't know why.
Hmm.
But whenever people are working simultaneously on one project, you should always try to merge your changes or anything to one of the branches in GitHub, right?
Right.
That is what you should do technically.
Huh.
But what we had been doing was that we were just working on our own branches, and we were just implementing our logic and stuff. And when it was the time to merge all of them together, we were having thousands of merge conflicts. And it was so stressful because if you don't have anything to show, you're automatically out of it.
Right.
And I mean, that time, placement and all, everything was very, the whole situation was very tense. Because
Hmm.
I mean, if you're not able to show anything, then what's the point?
Right.
All of that hard work is gone to waste.
Hmm.
So yeah, so somehow we were able to. Also, one good thing was that there were SMEs. SMEs were like support staff.
Okay.
So if you are getting stuck anywhere in any, there is some technical issue or something, they were still there to help you.
Acha. Okay.
So I knew about this because I was, constantly, actively looking here and there, and I did see people were asking for help. So again, I called up one of the guys, and we told them that we're having this merge conflict, and we're not that sure about, how to use GitHub over here. So he
Hmm.
helped us quite a bit,
Okay.
and thanks to him, we were able to understand what the issue was actually, and we were able to then come up with a Jugadu solution
Okay.
somehow. And
Okay.
I think the Jugaad solution was probably shifting all of the code to one person's laptop. That's
Uh-huh.
what we did. So like GitHub, I mean, the whole idea of GitHub was completely useless there.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a good learning experience. Like I said, I mean, you couldn't have thought about preparing for it or anything. पहले से.
Right.
You just have to be in the situation, and that's how you figure out. कि, अच्छा, this is what needs to be done. So yeah, anyway, so we were finally able to get done with the merge conflicts. We were able to submit our code base and everything, and
Uh,
then came the part for me to shine, presentation.
okay.
So
Okay.
again, all of the dots from last 4 years are connecting finally, and I was able to come up with the present. I mean, like everybody else, again, they were a little shy and they didn't know how to, frame sentences, or they were, getting jittery on
Huh.
how to present and talk, even though they were the ones who had worked on it a lot.
Right.
I mean, if you work on something, you know how it works best. But
Correct.
even there, they were like fumbling a little. So I stepped in and I was like, it's okay. I will take care of it. Don't worry.
Mhm.
So I prepared the whole script for the presentation. I prepared the slides for it, and I gave them that you can add whatever points you feel are relevant into this slide, and I'll, fix it all.
Right.
So yeah, over there presentation skills were coming a lot, and how to prepare a slide, how to make a catching presentation, all of those skills were being put to use.
Mhm.
And also we were able to give a pretty good presentation, and I do feel that the mentors and all, they were happy about it.
Okay.
Then came the final rounds, of who gets to win the hackathon. Of course, we didn't win the hackathon,
Mhm.
but I mean, I was able to, you know, network a lot with people, like with mentors, with other students our age, from other teams.
Mhm.
And I got to learn a lot about their backgrounds and, all the stuff that they know, and implement also going forward in life. So yeah, it was a really good experience for me, honestly.
So like the mentors, the SMEs
Also,
you're
there was
talking
free
about.
food.
I mean, I think the free food is the that is that has to be the
That
most
was a good
important part.
incentive to stay awake.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 24-hour long hackathon and you need to stay awake all night, I can imagine how tough that is.
Hmm.
But like, were the SMEs you're talking about, were the JP Morgan employees?
Yeah. They were
Okay.
all just SD 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
teams which you formed were all of you from the same college?
No, so they had this thing that in order to increase, networking and everything amongst people, they had one member from each college. So there were
Okay.
maybe like if there was some college that had more people, they had like two people max to max from the
Okay.
same college. But other than that, uh, especially in my team, there were 7 people from 7 different colleges.
Okay, I think that's good for networking, right? I mean, good idea for
Yeah.
networking.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that was all about the hackathon part of things. But then after that, like, tell me something about the time between the completion of the hackathon, once you got your results, and then
Mm-hmm.
once you started your role as a full-time employee at JP Morgan. So in between, what did that involve?
Yeah, so for the internship, it had started on 29th January this year, 2024, and it went on till June 2024. And again, full time started from July 2024. So there was no gap between the internship and the full time period. You would just simply uh, you wake up and the next day you're a full-time employee. So it was
Okay.
that normal for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So during the internship period, there was this 2 month induction week that we had. It was like a training week. So in
Mm-hmm.
the first week, we get to learn about how, what all tech stack is being used in JPMC, how it is used, how you do continuous testing and deployment, CI/CD, stuff like that.
Right.
And in the next week, you implement all the learnings in a hackathon. So in the hackathon, you just utilize whatever learnings you've made. So it was a little hectic for us
Mm.
because every day from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. you would be there. I mean till 6 p.m. but घर आते आते तो हो ही जाता था 7 8 p.m.
Right.
So yeah, it was very hectic, but it was again a very good learning experience. मतलब in the least amount of time, how much you can absorb, that is very admirable about people here. So yeah, so there was that, and after that, our actual work had started around like March and April. So that is when we were all back in the office, and and we had to um, create this website for the employees, GPMC employees. I won't get into much details about it, but yeah,
Huh.
over there we learned about, again, we implemented Java for the back end, we worked on front end, React JS, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the stuff that I had learned from the hackathon was helpful over here as well.
Okay.
Other than that, we also learned about Docker and Kubernetes. I mean, they were just letting us, dabble into whatever technologies we could grab our hands on. So that was one good thing about the internship. And
Mm.
also, my team was also amazing. I mean, they were all very helpful and they were also very smart people. I mean, usually, I don't know what I had, what I should have expected while getting into the company, but people here really, they are very good engineers, I feel, because they know that just providing a solution is not the solution. You have to come up with a solution that will actually be very robust in any type of situation.
Right.
And I like how, their thought process while they are coding, and how they actually uh, tackle the problem at
Right.
hand. So yeah, so all of these things, when you see them working alongside you, you also get to learn that too.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I was lucky that I already had 5 interns apart from me in my team.
Okay.
So I mean, we also share a very good bond even now, and we are closely working with each other, and that is a good thing I felt, because usually when I talk to other people who were part of the internship, some of them were just like the intern in the whole team, and they felt very lonely. So I
Mm-hmm.
think having even 3 4 people around you is a good support for you.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah, I mean, apart from the support, also you get to share knowledge with each other, and it's also it's more easier to talk to people your age and
Mm-hmm.
discuss things with them than going to someone who's elder to you, or
Definitely.
like in a more senior position than you. So
Mm-hmm.
that also helped a lot. And in full time also, okay, so internship was very chill for us, honestly.
Okay.
And JP Morgan is mostly known to have a very good work life balance.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there are some teams that there's always a rule, exception to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
So there were some teams, but luckily I got the team where things were pretty chill for us.
Okay.
Even now, it's not so bad that we have to work 24/7, even at night, even in weekends. So touch wood, I'm glad we have a very healthy work lifestyle here.
Uh-huh.
And of course, learning is always happening over here since we've just started out. There's
Right.
so many things to learn.
Mm.
And yeah, it has been a great experience. JP Morgan has been great to me. And I hope I'm able to, make a difference here.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, your journey so far has been nothing but, very admirable. So like this was everything between like you cracking that hackathon your entire time during your internship, and then, as you said, waking up the next morning and finding that you're an FT at JP Morgan. So yeah, I mean, a very cool journey. So we are approaching the last bit of our interview, and I think this will probably be the most watched section because I'm going to ask you this. How does the
Mhm.
life of an average JP Morgan employee look like? So you're in Bangalore. How does things pan out? What does your day look like? And yeah, if you can go for that.
Okay, so in my team, the biggest perk of being part of my team is that I get to wake up at 11 a.m., go to office at 12:30, come back whenever I want, like 7:30 p.m. or 8 p.m.
Okay.
So that is amazing. You and also, I mean, like a typical day for me would be literally just waking up, going to office, having
Mhm.
some breakfast at
Mhm.
12:30. Then we log in, I check my emails and all, and if there are any important communications, and
Mhm.
if there's anything that I need to work on immediately.
Okay.
After that, so there is this Jira board. I'm not for the people who don't know what's a Jira board. It's basically just you can think of it as a task tracker in layman terms.
Right.
So over there, you have all these different tasks that are categorized or like put into different sort of post-it notes, and you
Mhm.
can move those post-it notes to different columns. So there is an in progress column, there is a cancelled column, there is a done column, there is a peer review column.
Right.
So yeah, so this is how you can track the work that has been assigned to you and what is your progress on it. And others can also see it. So they know what to do about it.
Right.
And yeah, and our, we just do the usual work that is assigned to us. And good thing, if there is any blocker, we can just reach out to anyone. I mean, the people are sitting on the floor,
Hmm.
and everybody knows something about something. So
Yeah.
that's a great plus point. There is no hierarchy as such that थोड़ा डर लगे किसी को कुछ पूछने का. Everything is very open. In
Uh,
fact, even our engineering director sits with us.
okay.
So that is something that I feel very admirable about the work style over here.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So yeah, so we just do work, then again we go for lunch, then we come back again some more work. We play pool maybe. Yeah, lately I've been playing Scrabble with some of my friends. So yeah, I mean there is plenty of time for you to indulge in other activities as well
Mhm.
along with your work.
Mhm.
So yeah, and it's not like the work is like very small work. We are actually creating an impact, and that is something that I really like about the job here. And yeah, life is good.
Makes sense. I mean, so Bangalore's treating you well so far,
Yep.
and like you're.
The traffic maybe not so much, but yeah,
So
I
I'm
mean,
assuming that
I
you
am
live.
really enjoying a lot. Yeah.
Yes, like I'm assuming that you live like close by to your place of work.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, we have good transportation as well. I
Okay.
mean, I'm lucky that I get office transportation as well, so I don't have to waste any money on that. We
Right.
have buses and cabs provided. And anyways, I mean, since I'm pretty close to the main road, it's very easy to get a vehicle um,
Makes
in
sense.
and around.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was how the life of a JPMC employee looks like. Um, Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. And lastly, Nitishna, we are done with our interview, honestly. And this one's
Hmm.
just more of a extra question from my side, and that is to know a bit more about what are your future plans? Like, what do you plan to do moving forward? Are you I know that, JPMC is a super good company, so of course you're gonna stay here for a while longer. And
Hmm.
so, what your ambition or goal in life? Anything in particular that you would like to share with our audience? I'm sure they're super motivated, but anything else as an ending note from your side?
For future prospects, I'm still thinking about it. I'm still on the fence on whether I want to pursue masters, MBA and all or not.
Okay.
I've always wanted to do, stuff that is like lesser known of, but all the more exciting. So I'm
Mhm.
still on the hunt for those. But of
Okay.
course, you need money to survive and have a proper lifestyle.
Right.
So that's why I had chosen this career path. But yeah,
Mhm.
let's see where things take me. Other than that, yeah, I think I don't really have anything else to say. I've already given a lot of pointers,
Right.
throughout the interview, and whatever learnings I have made and whatever mistakes I have made, I'm sure the viewers have learned a lot from that too.
I agree. I agree. I mean, all those pointers, including how you crack the internship and your entire journey, essentially. And you've been very kind as to provide the audience with points, which I think they're very actionable points, things which people can
Mhm.
actually do rather than something that's, philosophically sublime.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I used to look at a lot of such interviews as well, and it's everywhere on the YouTube. But
Yeah.
I used to find that there's so much content here, but nobody actually says what to do, So I
Right.
feel that maybe if I can just share that, that will be more helpful.
Right. Too much content and no value, right? I mean, makes sense.
Yep, yep. Hmm.
Cool, Nitishna. I think that would be it. I'll share your socials in the description box if you're fine with that. Um,
Sure, sure.
yeah, I mean, I'm sure that there would be people who would love to reach out to you and ask you questions
Hmm.
personally. So
Yep.
we'll let them do that. So thanks a ton, Nitishna, for all the time. Again, I'm sorry to take up your time on a weekend, but
No, no, it was actually more fun for me. We got to do something different. So yeah,
I mean,
thank you for having me.
I'm sure the audience is going to have, like a ton to learn from this. So yeah, thank you, Nitishna. And I think we can call it a day.
Sure, always happy to help. Thank you.